So on my video, this is the third time trying to do this because my computer's screwy. On my video response, one question challenge to Christians, which was response to DS Paladin, how I claimed all Christians believed Jesus Christ was a blood sacrifice to an angry God, to appease him, to bring mercy, or some kind of craziness like that. Evangelicals believe. I made a response video, Gambler made a response video saying, no, Eastern Orthodox don't believe this. Gambler was the first to make a response video, give him credit. So somebody on this video, pokki30, pokki30, I'm gonna said on the comment said, because DS Paladin also made a video claiming that the Council of Nicaea, the Council of Nicaea, they talked about the Trinity. It was a compromise between the Marcionites and the Catholics, and they brought in the Old Testament with the New Testament to be a compromise. All these urban myths, all of them to be lies. I debunked every single one of them. Instead, he'd take down this video. He didn't. But at least he commented, or at least responded to me in messages. And we had a debate through and dialogue through messages. So there's to DS Paladin better than a KJV onlyist, because a KJV onlyist will only slander you, yell at you, call you stupid without citing any facts or saying anything relevant. Pokki30 said, yes, not all Christians believe in blood sacrifice, nor do they believe in the Trinity. What are your comments on these? I responded, I said his question did not mention the Trinity, so that's why. But I will explain about your question in a video if you'd like. Pokki30 responded to me saying, yes, please, I'd really appreciate to hear from you. Thank you so much. Okay. Trinity, I believe, was first coined by Tertullian. The Trinity, as the majority of Christendom sees it, anybody who really calls themselves a Christian, meaning Protestant, Orthodox, Roman Catholic, believe in three hypostases and one ousia. Now, instead of hypostases, ousia meaning essence, I'm going to use person or persona. And it doesn't mean mask like the modalists. People, oh, it means mask, so you guys are modalists. No, even then the term was differentiated because modal means mask. Persona did not mean mask. This would be like if I destroyed someone's television and somebody wrote that down. Yusuf destroyed a television, destroyed so-and-so's television. A reader, thousands of years in the future, would say, oh my gosh, he destroyed his eyes, he destroyed his far seeing, he can't see far, he legally blinded the man for the rest of his life, you know, because television is far seeing. Yeah, 21st century and in the 20th century, television doesn't mean far seeing, although that's exactly what the words mean. Telos and vision. So, just like persona didn't mean mask in the 4th century and wasn't used as, wasn't used as mask. Television still means far seeing, but it's never used that way. It's used as the box where you watch TV or the transmission itself. So, Trinity was even used by the Arians. People basically hold the same view of same Christology as the Jehovah's Witnesses use the word Trinity. I believe the early Jehovah's Witnesses use the word Trinity. Trinity comes from the fact that the Holy Spirit is called God, the Father is called God, the Son is called God. Yet the Son is not the Father, the Holy Spirit is not the Son. Did I say Trinity? They're all called God. And they're not, the Father isn't the Son isn't the Holy Spirit. Now, modalism denies the Trinity because it just says there's one God and he just switches off masks, basically. When he's in heaven, he's the Father. when he's incarnate, he's puts on the mask. He plays the part of the Son, and when he's working in people, he's uh, the Holy Spirit. He basically plays parts, plays three different parts, but he's not three different hypostases in one we see him. The Trinity is because in the New Testament, if you take all 27 books of the New Testament and you read them, you clearly get what 99% of the Christians call the Trinity. The word's not in there, just like the word Tawhid is not in the Quran. Monotheism is not, the word is not in the Quran. The idea is blatantly there. Just as if you read the whole Bible, or the whole New Testament, you could read the whole Bible too. The whole Bible says there's only one God. Father's called God, Holy Spirit's called God, Jesus is called God. One God, three persons. Can you understand that? Most Christians would say no. It's God. You can't understand God. God is incomprehensible. Now, there are other forms of people saying Trinity or triunity within things, not in the Christian context. Hell, anything can be a trinity. It just means three in union. And it wasn't three in union like the Mormons. The Mormons won't even use the word trinity. They say three different gods came together and they act as one God. BS. The Christians see these three as being from the same essence. They are one in essence, one in substance. Of I should say of the same substance, not one in of the same substance. And Arius said of like substance. Everybody said that's BS except for one other person. But I think the vote was like 398 to 2 at Nicaea. But that was dealing with Christ. That wasn't dealing with the Trinity. Now, when you get to Constantinople, where they talk about the Holy Spirit, then you can say, well, it talked about the Trinity, but still the word Trinity wasn't used there either, even though the term was coined by Tertullian in the 2nd century. I think so, yeah, 2nd century. So, the idea is in the New Testament blatantly. I mean, blatantly. As much as you can get it without using the word. It's there. So that's why it's easy to just say Trinity instead of doing what I just did with explaining it. Now, Jehovah's Witnesses don't believe in the Trinity. They could use the word, but they wouldn't be meaning the same thing as Christians do. The early Seventh-day Adventists rejected the Trinity until people started saying, wait a minute, it's clearly in the Bible. The idea, I mean, clearly in the Bible. So what the hell are you talking about? You're not, this is not Arianism. So they recanted. People like Ellen G. White recanted. Lately, T.D. Jakes, who the reason why I left the Anglican Church is because my priest said T.D. Jakes was powerhouse of the Holy Spirit. T.D. Jakes is a modalist and understands nothing about history. He's a motivational speaker. He's devoid of God, and I wouldn't. If somebody wants to call him the firstborn of Satan, just like they did with Marcion and Martin Luther, I wouldn't care. He's a heretic. Christadelphians are like Jehovah's Witnesses. They're not enough different from Jehovah's Witnesses for me to care about them. They're another cult. Basically, all the cults, when we're talking in Christianity, when you're talking about cults, they deny Trinity and the deity of Christ, the hypostatic union and the Trinity. Hypostatic union is Christ is fully God and fully man, and well, I could go into that, but you didn't ask me about the hypostatic union. you didn't really ask me a question about the Trinity. You just told me, can you explain it or talk about it? Well, again, fully explaining it, uh, comprehending it is impossible, claimed by the Orthodox, the Protestants, and the Catholics. But that's an outline. If you have specific questions, please message me, and I will do my best to answer. And please ask specific questions or refer to events or things like that. Peace to you. Thank you for your question. This is Yusuf from JohnTheHutDweller.